Greetings and happy Independence Day. We're here talking a little bit about independence. In the old days it was national independence so that you would have freedom and control of your national destiny. And nowadays we're talking more about energy independence. How we can get control over our economy and society by controlling energy and its costs. There have been some proposals. A lot of them deal with monitoring carbon emissions, monitoring different things, having different government agencies, and punishing people who have too big of a carbon footprint, and all kinds of punishments and fines and fees and taxes to make it very expensive to continue in that line. It's trying to discourage people from using carbon-based fuels. Now, most of us really don't have much choice. I mean, the house runs on natural gas. What else can you put into it? I mean, you could lower the thermostat a little bit. You could turn down the air conditioning a little bit, but you still are stuck with that natural gas. You have a car, gasoline powered. You still have to drive to work. You don't have much of a choice. Maybe you have mass transit. Here in Milwaukee we have buses, diesel powered buses, and the bus fares have been going up, and the bus routes have been getting cut. So as a result, there's less and less people doing mass transit, when actually you want to have it be the opposite. I wrote to my congressman and I told him a plan I had. If you want to really get people out of the car mode of getting to work and really go with mass transit, the best thing to do for Milwaukee would be to take all those diesel buses and trash them. Get rid of them all. They all use fuel and that's costing them too much money. The next thing is give them all totally electric buses. Totally electric buses, no carbon emissions. Then they need to charge those buses. So give them subsidized or free electricity to charge those buses and keep them running. Suddenly, the bus company does not have to worry about keeping the fuel in the buses and where they're going to, pay for it. Then the next part is get lots of buses, more routes to cover areas to get more people off the road. You look at the cars that are on the road and find out where they're coming from. Then you make sure that the bus routes include where those people come from and where they go to work. Then you make the bus fare something like 25 cents or free, and suddenly people won't want to drive their car anymore. They'll want to take the bus. Make the bus financially attractive, and that's an incentive thing. That's a reward thing. That's all positive. There's no big punishment in that scheme, and it's a win-win for everybody. But I'm just putting it forward as just an idea that I thought, rather than doing something that's totally regulating and making more bigger government and making more punishments for people that have not much control over things. The rewards and punishments probably should be at a higher level where people actually have control. People who run the power companies, people who run the oil companies, the car companies at higher up levels, to encourage them to produce things that give us the energy profile we're looking for. The other thing is coordination of energies. People have to heat their houses. They can heat their houses a lot of times with like natural gas. In winter, there's no question about it. You have to heat your house. Okay? But then you have power plants producing electricity. The bad part is some people are putting in power plants that also use natural gas, and this competes for that resource, driving up the price of natural gas to heat your house. People cannot heat their house with uranium, nuclear power. That's probably where it's a good idea to probably have electricity generated from nuclear power. It has no carbon footprint, and that way the natural gas is reserved to the houses. The other thing they talk about is that there's all this carbon going into the air. Now, actually, plant life consumes carbon dioxide. So the idea is, rather than doing a lot of things where we're punishing people for that, we should be planting more plants, more trees, more forests. We should be reforesting the earth, not deforesting it. If you want an open, clear space, you've got tons of desert. Go in the desert. Put all your solar panels in the desert. Terraform the desert. Why just leave it sit there doing nothing? I think we have some technologies that could work in that area. Instead of just cutting trees down left and right and burning them, you should be planting them and cultivating your forest for oxygen, and avoiding things like forest fires and wildfires. People just plant trees and you just let them go by themselves, they will fall down and lightning will start them on fire. But if you manage your forest properly, the trees will stay green and they will keep oxygen flowing into the atmosphere and consuming the carbon dioxide that we produce. There's nothing wrong with producing carbon dioxide as long as you balance it with enough flora to consume that carbon dioxide. And that's kind of my point, is you don't always have to sit there with a hammer and be punishing and hitting over the head that you're doing the wrong thing, when you can show people and do the right thing in the first place, and then people will follow. So that's my independence message for the day. Be seeing you.